Tonight we're going to solve a murder. You'll get to see all the clues, you'll meet all the suspects, and I'll even go you one better. You get to see the murder happen. Come on, it'll be fun.
And when you entered the room, exactly what did you see, Dr. Brisbane?
Oh, she was lying there, dead. The razor was in her hand. The sewing kit had been torn apart. Looked as if some sort of struggle had occurred.
Why had you chosen that night to visit Wickham County, Dr. Brisbane?
Wednesday is my day to work with the crippled.
Sound as if our own fair county is embarrassingly low on the Baldwin lane.
Yes?
It's Brisbane. He was going through the sewing basket, looking for the hypodermic needle that had slipped in there after drugging the count.
Not bad for 11 minutes' work. Unfortunately, the vicar did it.
But the vicar, dear girl, was in another county.
That's why he tore apart the sewing basket. Drinks are on you tonight, shall we say El Coyote in 15 minutes?
What, I mean, so I can't see the end to find out that you're wrong?
I'm just trying to spare you a few bucks. If you need to see to the end, the bet's for dinner.
The elderly on Fridays.
And the off days?
Admitting defeat?
Is this a lady from the newspaper?
Do you take off locally?
Yes, this is Kelly Evans of the Chronicle. Who's this?
Well.
Depends on what you've got.
Hello again, this is Cameron Clark here, and we hope you're enjoying
Marissa and I can't come to the phone right now, so leave a message.
Hi, it's me. Gotta cancel. Something big came up. And, you've been divorced for years. Isn't it time to change your message?
You drive a red Explorer? Hey, you got a red Explorer in that back lot?
It's me, I confess. I didn't feed the parking meter. Is that a capital offense?
Come with us, please, ma'am.
I told you, I was just waiting for someone.
Is that your red Explorer?
Yes!
I was in Wickham County all that day. You were also the British speed cycling champion 3 years running. You could have made the ride in an hour.
Yeah, right. What about the sewing basket, huh?
You caught your hem in the chain and had to sew it up before you could go back.
Kelly Evans outwits me every time. Enough to make me want to turn in my badge. No, not really. Tonight, she got involved in her own mystery. She went out looking for a story, but instead of a scoop, she wound up with an obituary. Well, maybe for once, I can figure out who done it before she does. So who was this guy?
I have no idea. I was waiting to meet a source and the cops walked in. It looks to me like a mugging gone bad. I just wish they'd picked another car to stick the body in.
Well, a mugger wouldn't have left the wallet and jewelry, would he? Oh, Harry, you got anything interesting?
Well, it looks like the guy was clocked in the head from behind with some kind of blunt object. We haven't found a murder weapon, but we did pick up a fresh cigarette butt, some fancy European brand.
You got an ID yet?
Yeah, Fred Sackler, a landscaper. He's been doing a lot of work for Nathan Zanda, you know, the developer accused of big-time corruption. His $20 million Bayside condo project wasn't going to fly until Councilwoman Burke changed her vote. And thanks to Kelly Evans. Everybody thinks Xander's bought the councilwoman's vote. Now that's Sackler's wife over there. Her name is Carrie.
Who's the warm shoulder?
That'd be Conrad Durson, Sackler's partner. They've landscaped a couple of Xander's developments.
How do you spell Sackler?
Let me remind you, you're not covering this homicide. You're in the middle of it. Save it for your memoirs. Mrs. Sackler, I'm Lieutenant Marshak. Was there anything unusual about your husband's behavior tonight?
He was excited, like he had won the lottery. He said our lives were going to change. I never thought that meant...
He left the job early. Said he had something special to do.
Like what?
I figure either it was his anniversary or all-you-could-eat night at the Burger Trough.
That's Wednesday. If there's something you know and you're not telling me now, I sure don't want to read about it in the Chronicle.
Do I have to give you my freedom of the press lecture again, Marshak?
She's holding out on us. Let's get a warrant.
You got it.
We have a relationship built on trust, on mutual respect. Getting a warrant to search my place is unforgivable.
We've got papers that prove Nathan Xander bought Councilwoman Burke's vote to approve the Bayside project. What's it worth to you?
Depends on what you've got.
What I've got is the missing link you need to put those thieves in jail. Meet me at the Top Hat Lounge in 15 minutes.
Mutual trust, mutual respect.
What's your point?
My point is you lied to me. The victim was your source. And I'd appreciate you being straight with me from now on.
I'm working on a very hot story. Who knows how deep the corruption goes? This story could bring down City Hall.
Listen, you gotta lay off of Xander and Councilwoman Burke. It's hard enough investigating a homicide without everybody going ballistic over one of your stories. Kelly, I need your help.
I'll think about it.
Isn't she a peach?
Hi, this is the Sacklers. We can't come to the phone right now, so please leave a message.
Mrs. Sackler, this is Lieutenant Marshak. If you're up to it, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Could you call me at the station house? Extension 140. Thank you.
So what did Lois Lane have to say?
Oh, the usual. Freedom of the press, horse pucky.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Well, did you ask her where she was when Fred Sackler was killed, or how long she had been in the bar? Had she ever met Sackler before?
Captain,
Does she have...
Come on, we're talking about Kelly Evans here.
Marshak, don't let your friendship get in the way, or I might have to put a new detective on the case.
You do that? Really getting used to this captain stuff.
Practice makes perfect.
No running around the pool! You want a carrot? I am so stressed I accidentally lit one of these last night.
You know, I guess if I was going to quit smoking, I wouldn't do it the week I was planning on killing somebody.
Give me a break. Until I read this morning's newspaper, I hadn't even ever heard of Fred Sackler.
He's the guy that can prove that Nathan Xander bought your vote on the Bayside project.
Don't believe everything you read in the newspapers. Kelly Evans is just trying to become a star. Your suspicions are based on nothing but her slanted stories.
Well, nice house, nice pool. You live pretty nice for a council person. Sure you don't know anybody in the construction biz?
Come on, Lieutenant. I'm an elected official. I'm a mother. Do you really think I killed Fred Sackler?
Personally, no.
Good. Then we're in sync.
I mean, personally, no. I will be in touch. I gotta go talk to your good buddy, Nathan Xander.
The Sphinx, the Acropolis, do you know what they all have in common? Builders. I tell you, when it comes to creation, we are as close as it gets to godhood.
Yeah, I had no idea that a housing tract could be a religious experience.
Look, when this civilization is dust, the things I build will still be here.
Oh, what's your next project, mausoleum for Fred Sackler?
Don't know him.
He knew you. He and his partner landscaped 3 of your developments. You know Councilwoman Burke. Sackler may have stumbled onto evidence that you paid her off for her vote on the Bayside project.
You're making a bunch of sleazy accusations based on nothing.
That's what they pay me for.
No. That's what they pay Kelly Evans for.
You know, Councilwoman Burke lived in a pretty nice house for a person who's on the city dole.
Burke lives in a housing development I built. So what? So do hundreds of other people. You're building a case out of thin air.
You better relax. Pacemaker's ringing. Yeah.
Is Lieutenant Marshak with you?
It's for you.
Marshak? Yeah, Harry, what's up?
Found at the murder scene. It's a big seller in France. It's called Mistral. You can't buy it everywhere, so I got calls into local importers to see if, I don't know, maybe we can get a line on the killer.
Oh, by the way, the murder weapon is a heavy metal object with a curved edge.
You say the murder weapon was a hammer?
I don't know, it's possible. Also, Buddy Evans, she's at it again in the evening edition.
Listen to this. Will killer target
Whistleblower's widow.
Okay, Harry, yeah.
Later.
I don't think this is a very good week for either you or Councilwoman Burke to visit the lost city of the Mayans. I don't like the way this case is shaping up. Landscaper Fred Sackler digs up some dirt linking Burke to Xander and offers the proof to Kelly Evans, and then he gets killed with a blunt object, maybe, by a person who smokes French cigarettes, maybe. And then there's Kelly, with her gung-ho journalism, who may be keeping the killer one step ahead of us. In fact, I better go check on Carrie Sackler now before the killer does. Somebody own this truck? Hello? You know, I'm a police officer. Mrs. Sackler? Hello? I don't like this.
Not exactly high fashion, huh?
But always in style of construction.
All right, I'll check out the gloves, see if I can find anything on it. Maybe this guy was rooting around in something else besides Miss Sackler's drawers. Oh.
What if I hadn't had an urge for Rocky Road ice cream? I mean, what if it had been me that walked in on that monster?
Are you sure you can't remember anything unusual about your husband's behavior in the last few days?
Watch your step, people. We got
Well, there was something. The other night he came home. He was so happy. I never saw him like that.
For us tonight, courtesy of Mr. Nathan Xander.
Oh.
Did he say why Xander paid him the money?
No. We just went out and spent it.
I want to play you a tape that Kelly Evans made of a phone call that your husband made to her. Listen to it.
Got papers that prove Nathan Xander bought Councilwoman.
Is there anything in what he says, or even in the way he says it, which is even vaguely familiar, or anything in the background which is familiar?
What I've
It's
got
just so strange to hear his voice now that he...
Top hat level in 15 minutes.
Well, Kelly Evans' article got the grieving widow's house ransacked and got me conked on the head. So at least the killer reads the newspaper, huh? Just gives me an idea.
Although the officer was unable to get a description of the assailant, the authorities have the killer's license plate number and an arrest is imminent. What license number?
Hey, I don't know. Make one up.
You planted this story, knowing it was a total lie?
Yeah, why should you have all the fun?
What you did was unethical, deceitful, corrupt, irresponsible.
Come on. The cops have been planting stories in newspapers to flush out bad guys since the beginning of time. Well, at least since the advent of television. Stephen J. Cannell does it 3 times a week.
You have a guest in the interrogation room?
I'm sure that license plate has led you to him by now. And if he isn't in jail, he soon will be.
What's that have to do with you?
I'm not going to be dragged down by anything he's done. The truth is, I got Nathan Zander's ex-wife a job downtown. And in return, he sold my parents a vacation home for cost.
Okay, so I guess I gotta file murder charges against you to find out how you sold your vote.
All right. All right. But I want you to understand, there wasn't any money involved.
It doesn't have to be cash for the vote. It could be a pool, sauna, guest house, and there's no paper trail.
I'm a public figure. They wouldn't need a paper trail to hang me. All it takes is one big mouth.
All it takes is one big mouth and a truckload of cement, and you've got yourself a cornerstone.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Zander, but...
How long have you been there? How long has he been there?
Easy. Calm down, Councilman. Mr. Sackler didn't hear anything. Did you, Fred?
So who killed Fred Sackler? Huh?
So I picked the wrong week to give up smoking.
No, you picked the wrong cigarette. Mistral, French import. Just like the one we found by Sackler's body.
I didn't kill the guy. Nathan Zander did. You know that. You have his license plate.
Oh, no, that was just a story we planted in the paper.
Can I talk to you a second, please?
Yeah, no smoking in here.
It's a garden variety leather work glove. We were able to find traces of dirt inside.
Imagine that.
Yeah, the dirt's a mix of clay, silt, and sand. Only slightly acidic and very rich in carbon. Not your usual dirt.
Kind of like what you'd find at a construction site.
Councilwoman Burke is a crook.
Did you just discover that, or is it something you forgot to tell me yesterday?
She's going to tear me down just to save her own neck.
What you going to tell me?
That I use substandard materials on my Bayside buildings. That she and I secretly own the company the city hired to do the environmental impact studies on the Bayside project. That I like to dress in women's clothing and sing show tunes.
How'd you like to sing a tune for me now?
I didn't buy Burke's vote on the Bayside project.
Too late. She already confessed for both of you.
To what?
To the swell remodeling job that you did on her house. Just about the same time she was voting on the Bayside project. It's an interesting story. You want to tell me yours?
How could you let him walk out of here?
He's harmless.
Not to me. You're making $20 million off my vote. I'm risking my neck for a black-bottom pool. So get this straight. If anything goes wrong, it's your problem, and I expect you to take care of it.
What do you want me to do? Kill the guy?
Just do whatever's necessary.
And what exactly was necessary?
I'm not saying another word without my lawyer.
And how about a few bars of Bally High? What do I got? Well, we got a dead landscaper who supposedly had the goods on this crooked councilwoman and this sleazy developer. We've got a soiled glove, which may or may not have come from the construction site. And we've got a cigarette butt, which may or may not have been smoked by the murderer. So what do we got? That's what I was afraid of.
Maybe they both did it. Did you think of that?
You've reached Kelly Evans McNeil. Please leave your name and number after the beep.
McNeil? What's the matter with you? When are you going to change your message?
Hello, Kelly. This is Captain Hewitt.
Uh.
Marshak there?
Yo, Captain.
I did some checking. And it seems that your buddy was fired from the Boston Tribune for fabricating quotes from a city official.
Boston 617, isn't it?
Yes. So what?
So Kelly's been bamboozling me, that's what. We got this stupid little bet going. I think she must have her friend call her from New England with the answer 3 hours before it airs out here. Listen, I'll call Mrs. Sackler, see if she's feeling better. Oh, and thanks, Cap. I owe you one.
Bad news.
Oh, nothing important.
This is Terry Sackler. I'm sorry I'm not here right now. Please leave your message at...
What do you want for dessert? I got ice cream, cookies, yogurt. What's the matter with you? I'm laying my refrigerator bare and you're not even paying attention.
Nothing. Just figured out who done it.
Want to give me a little hint who done it?
Why don't you call your pal in Boston? He knew almost 3 hours ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. And then maybe you can tell me just how much of this Bayside story you've made up.
What I wrote was the truth.
Everybody knows that you're out to get Councilperson Burke and Xander, just like you did the politician in Boston. Thanks for coming down and helping out. This is Conrad Durson, Fred Sackler's partner.
Now, Fred Sackler was a gardener. Why would anybody want to kill a gardener? And he had no problems with either Burke nor Xander. Xander always paid his bills on time, didn't he?
Oh, yes, sir. Just like I said on the phone.
And you didn't have any problems with him, did you?
No, sir.
No. No, in fact, the only person that you had a problem with was Fred himself for marrying the woman that you loved.
That's ridiculous.
Wait a minute, Marshak. What about Fred Sackler's evidence?
He didn't have any evidence. All he had was a clever wife. When I played you that tape of Fred's voice recorded on Kelly's machine, you broke down in tears. But it wasn't because your husband was gone. It was because you realized that your call had been recorded. You changed the message on your answering machine. Whoever changes the message on their answering machine?
I changed the message on my answering machine because his voice caused me too much pain.
When Fred walked in on Xander buying Burke's vote, he came back and told you all about it. That's when you started to hatch your plan. Planting a cigarette at the scene of the crime was a nice touch, but you went overboard when you ransacked your own place. The soil in the glove was just too perfect. That's got to be done by somebody who really knows what they're doing. Somebody like a gardener.
There's soil like that all over Los Angeles. You'll have to do better than that.
Okay. I will. This is a voice print we made of Sackler's call that was recorded on Kelly's machine. This is a voice print that I made of your voice just now. Fred Sackler didn't make that phone call to Evans. You did. And the reason you changed the message on your answering machine was so we couldn't compare it to the tape that Evans had made.
Just a second. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on. The DA would like to have a couple of words with you guys. Something about bribery, you know, that sort of thing.
You actually suspected me?
Oh, you have your job to do, and I got mine. No hard feelings. Sure you don't want to come over and watch the rest of Mystery? My place?
You kidding? I have a story to write.
Women. There's a mystery I'm not sure I want to solve.
Valley High, my secret island, come to me, come to me. Valley High, Valley High, Valley High.